Now I need to make, and that's why I've got all the resources, obviously, because I need to make some airships, a whole lot of them, some CIs. I need some of everything, actually.
Okay. Well, we're here with
Sounds good.
EXE Headcases arc. This is Pimp My arc. We've got myself, Lem, Neva, Headcase. He will be back soon. Yeah. So I am controlling the arc, so we're gonna go through that. Headcase can listen in, ask questions, and then if he misses anything, we've got this on YouTube recorded. So yeah, why don't we get started? What do you guys want to start with? Research.
Yeah, let's take a look at the research, see what he's got.
Okay.
What kind of arc is he? Oh, no. Ever since the last one, we always got to check. Go to the basic, make sure it's
Oh,
good.
okay.
Ever since the last one, I'm just saying.
Um, so Walker isn't done.
Well,
Okay, so infantry and air
okay.
is done. Develop doesn't matter. Let's take a look at talents first. War for Nemesis. 3-2.
I just did that last week.
Max. Okay. So it looks like an air main. Max, Max. Max, Max. And then we got IC, Jin, and Origins.
Let's look at comms.
I'm gonna assume DS, but we're gonna go left to right. 59.
Okay.
Hello? That's right. Okay. Susan. No, I'm just here at home. Didn't do it. She had it on. Yeah, I saw that. But
I was thinking that Reinhardt would be my second. That's open for this.
But
Quite a lot on these commanders.
It's a pretty stupid question to ask right now, don't you, Jeff?
Yeah, I used to just switch gear over when I got new gear for my main.
So tell me again, why you didn't immediately advance action?
They're all out. Let me pull one back so we can get the leadership easier.
You can pull them all back if you want. Doesn't matter.
All right, we'll get the leadership in like 2 minutes.
On which one? I thought it was that doesn't show the leadership on them when you just click on them.
No, it does, but we want to see all of your excess leadership, and doing it through absorb is a lot faster than clicking on each individual. What else do you guys want to see?
My two AIs, one of them DS is like 77 or 78. And the other one is the Rebel.
Okay. Pioneer, nice.
$77 Pioneer. That's pretty good.
And while we're waiting, you want to take a look at the troops, see what kind of troops we got to work with?
Yeah.
Like where you say he at? We don't care about infantry. We are airship main.
Well,
Airship.
he had. I wanted to see what he had.
I've transformed most of what I didn't need, unless I thought it would be something to play around with a little bit.
So,
You had the Dijins and ICs. So
16,
if you're gonna
4 and
stay,
4.
If he's going DS, I'd suggest opening the red troops myself personally.
Cereals.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the attack troops
I would
would
do
be
both.
probably. Yeah.
I would do both. I would still open up the red ones, but I'd definitely have a lot of attack troops. Those crit troops going to be pretty nasty too.
The ICs. Well, the ICs I was
Yeah,
planning.
that Satan
Well, he
28
was planning. He was planning to go black, and that's one of the things that the ICs would have been good for us. The black build.
Yeah.
Well,
I
they
mean,
actually, yeah, they seem to hold up a lot better than the Ether Gin, whatever they're
they're supposed
called.
to.
Yeah, but
they're supposed to.
yeah,
But Ethergens are supposed to punch through you. And see, your build is a little mixed, honestly, for your current setup because you got a broken fortress in there, instead of a Celia or Alcade. But you also got a Hectobolus on there. So I mean, your build's a little different and everything, but you're wearing
Yeah.
Fire Spirit pants. So like, I don't know how to explain it. I guess you got a little bit of tankiness to you, but you don't have a shit ton of tankiness to you, but you're not doing a shit ton of damage. So the Ethergens are not hitting as hard as they need to hit, type shit. But they can, it's a nice setup though, man. I like the chest piece on there, but
And you always got to be ready to change gear. I know I need some new gear.
I mean, you should.
Your gear's pretty good. To be
Does he have
honest.
does he have an Australia? Let me look at the blueprints. Let me see the blueprints while we're waiting on those cons to come back. Let me see the blueprints. I need to see if he's got a damn Australia or close to it because I can make him a nasty ass little motherfucker right here.
I've got 3 good pieces that can be built at the moment, but
He's got the Alioth
I've
ready.
got that.
Fuck that piece. Fuck that piece. We don't want that piece.
Yeah, that's why I haven't built it. I've got another. Keep going down. I've got the
It's a little
headpiece,
laggy.
and I've got the weapon for.
You got the weapon for Sunraven?
No, I've got a Tan Lang, and I've got a. What was the first weapon? See,
Okay.
I can build that, and I can
Oh,
build. I've got another. I got another one of those too. I can use, but
Okay, yeah.
Apocalypter's easy.
I just haven't. I just haven't built them because I don't have a need for them.
Seven Helm's easy.
I'm looking to either improve my main or improve my second.
Yeah, of course. So I don't care about those either. I want to see if he's got how close he is to Nacelia. I want to see because I know he doesn't have the blueprints. I mean, the what's called. I want to see how close he is to it Nacelia. That's not
I've
going to
got
show you.
I've got an Aber, whatever the hell it's called. Sorry,
I want to see how many blueprints he's got and how close he is.
I don't have many blueprints.
You don't. That's okay. I mean, you still got a solid setup right now as it is and everything. And I'm just looking for like how close you are to working towards it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got old art.
Hmm.
That's an old art.
I kind of collect stuff till I know what I'm going to do.
Oh man, yeah,
No,
no saving
nothing.
points. Ouch. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
I was waiting on the 3-piece just because they were so expensive, and I actually, to be honest, I was really fed up with after finals last year or last season. I mean, I couldn't even log out to reset the game. It was so bad.
All right, let's see what kind of leadership we're working with then. Maybe for the second main, because honestly, your DS isn't that bad. I mean, pretty good setup.
Oh, but if I go against a 3-piece, it's crap.
That's unfortunately going to happen. You're not going to be able to avoid that situation.
That's with
Unfortunately,
every commander. Like, yeah.
Oh, I know it is, but it just they really kind of.
the only way you could have is if you would have had the lifesteal weapon, and even with the lifesteal weapon, you're still going to get fucked either way. Especially after they nerfed it and the way it made it the way it works. It doesn't work as well as like healing field and stuff like that. So like, essentially, it worked just as good as healing field for walkers. So like the lifesteal weapon was really good, but then when they nerfed that shit, dude, which really pissed me off. They nerfed it because there's a lot of good people. I mean, people that spend a lot of good money on that fucking weapon, and for it to get the stat boost that it gave originally, and then months later they nerf it. That wasn't right.
Yeah.
That wasn't right at all. I mean, it was a good counter to the 3-piece, and they fucked it. That was not cool. I will say that much. Anyway, okay, you got a lot of spread out leadership.
Yeah, it's a lot of little leadership here and there.
Yeah.
You don't need these two.
Well, actually, you need a certain amount to be able to farm with them when you're, farming the 16 million and 16 million.
4 point shit. 4.5k is max. That's all you need, I believe.
To farm 16 million.
To farm max, to maximum farm 20 tiles in Cassiton is 4.5k leadership. Is all you need.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
The thing
Well,
is, though, I
that's
mean, where would he put the leadership anyway? Because he's already got a DS.
Yeah,
Hold
I
on,
mean,
go back to your DS real quick. Go back to the DS real quick. It's not even technically max lead yet. You're going to eat something into that today. I'm going to tell you that right now.
DS is maxed. It told me it's maxed.
1.599. I guess it's just reading wrong then. I said you need a couple more there, buddy.
12, I think. It says, I guess, 12 leadership.
Yeah, fuck 12 leadership, man. Fucking drop 12 leadership on the bitch or something.
Right. What?
I've got some extra leadership I picked up recently.
It's literally what 6 mags, 10 mags. No, probably at 40%. It's probably like what 30 mags, but still, you'll be okay.
First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pull all this stuff back.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like your Vega is set up to be a tear suppression, so I'm not sure what you're using him for.
Farming.
So
I mean, look at all the resources he has. So come on, it's a good farmer.
yeah, well, so even if you want to turn this into a tear suppression commander, you don't need this much leadership. And like, yeah, your DS is going to be max, but if you want your Reinhardt to be your secondary, you don't need 71k on Vega to farm. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. He won't get it. It didn't look like he had enough leadership though, spread out between all of them and everything to really make an effective, decent size Ryan yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's 71k over time. He's not going to need it.
Yeah, of
It
course, not
does.
over time.
Yeah, for right now, it literally does nothing to have a 71k Vega.
Sure, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Same
You're
thing
exactly
with
right. I agree with you on that one.
Soul
Yep.
Reaver. Like, if you want to use this for a one slot buster, you don't need 56k on him.
Some of those went up because they did those challenges where
Oh yeah.
you had to
Okay.
try
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
to
You
get
know, you're talking about the commander specific challenges.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. Tell him.
I mean, I understand the
I want so bad for him to come back to be a decent
I
commander.
know.
I understand the nostalgia of a golem. However, that's 60k leadership that you can put somewhere else.
I
I mean, you can have
but
this
it's
like
just not enough.
250k Reinhardt for sure, which would be a decent, little utility comp for him. But
He's already at 100k,
exactly, so I mean, he could have it. I mean, I'm not saying it would be a bad idea.
so
So I mean,
That
50.
Reinhardt was going to be my second, but I've been told not to do a Reinhardt also, so I don't
It's
know.
100,
you can use your Reinhardt during gas for sure. But here's the thing. That's where I'm
150.
going to get at with it. What do you go back to your DS real quick? I want to see your D. I want to see the DS. I want to see what we're. You have. That's exactly what I thought. Okay, so my friend, you're running the best offense, TBO.
Yeah.
The thing with TBO is that it doesn't work with canes anymore out there. There's so much cane out there it doesn't work that much, and there's a little bit more effective options such as preemptive, but you're running more of a tank setup. So I mean, here's the decision you're gonna have to make. Do you make it a tank DS because you're leaning more towards the tank side of the DS aspect, or do you change up your build to be a more damage dealing DS? That's the question you have to ask yourself right there. Because here's the problem. Without having TBO on it and everything like that, you're getting close to having the gear to run a tank black. You just need Namtech fans. That's all you need at that point, and then you have the gear you need to run a tank black, right? The problem is
Yeah.
your AD's the AD's going to be on your Reinhardt. You have to strip your AD for either a tank DS or a tank Reinhardt. Now, since the new weapon and stuff like that's coming out, I would suggest keeping a good tank DS in the aspect of things because it can still do a lot of damage. It just doesn't do the most like DS used to be great with TBO. But the fact of the matter is, TBO is a dead skill, more of along the line of a situational based skill only now versus a cure all, if you will. Excuse me. So that's the decision you're going to have to make. If you want to continue progression of your arc, do you want to go more tanky style, or do you want to go more high damage style? If you want to go, then it looks like you're leaning more towards the tank side. So therefore, you're going to have to strip your AD off of your Reinhardt, and then your Reinhardt's going to be ineffective. So that's not going to be an effective second comp. And that's the issue that we've been running into with airship right now. Anyway, is okay? You either have a black. If you have a black, you can have a secondary DS as a high damage, and you have a tank black and a high damage DS, but you have to have a 3-piece for the DS to be freaking massive if you're not running a tank DS. So there's too many different variables there that you have to determine first before you figure out which way you go. Because you got a solid setup for your comm right now without TV, but with TBO being there, it's not going to do you any good unless you're facing against a tank. A tank. You're going to have to specifically target tanks that sometimes still run canes. I don't know if you remember, but when you send me and everything like that, you do take a couple thousand of mine, yes, but I end up wiping you. And why is that? Because I run canes. So you're getting anything, any type of fuck ton of anything on me. Nothing. You're just hitting me with like a wet noodle for the first round. You get what I'm saying? So the
Yeah.
problem is then you go into the second round. Well, the second round is where it really starts to get scary because now you're facing somebody. Now you're going to be facing like these tanks with this massive amount of status quo, and this status quo is ramping. And then you got these weird things. So now you're having to get hit even harder. Now the best offense allows you to hit that hard, but then you got to worry about triggering it. So and what is that's a good trigger chance. It's going to trigger almost every time. Yes. But now you're looking at where are you deriving that extra defense from to help besides out of your chess piece, right?
Yeah.
So that's another thing you got to look at as well. Like, how are you gemmed up? You're gemmed up in your chess piece with defense when it needs to probably be HP unless you're specifically still trying to run TBO. But the thing is, TBO is just more situational based now. Wouldn't you agree, Liam?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's about right concept. I don't really deal with air too much. I like destroying air, so I don't want to give anybody pointers on air.
Well, I mean, I
He's on your
think
team, buddy. You can.
even with TBO, I think stacking defense like this, it's not. It's against the meta right now because you want a penetration is everywhere. So HP is just a better thing to use.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
I
penetration
always thought
everywhere.
defense was better than HP.
I mean,
It
it
was.
it is as far HP's good as far as survivability, but there again, if you're gonna run best offense, then stacking defense is helping your attack. So
Yeah,
So
but is he
think
going to continue to run best offense? Is the thing, though. Is he going to go only continuously be a situational based time to have to worry about specifically certain tanks, or is he going to
yeah,
be because he's not set up to be a tank buster? Let's be honest here. He doesn't have enough attack damage to be a tank buster. He's more so
exactly.
he's more so set up to be a defense. He's set up to be a kind of like it's a weird defensive build, if you will. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I kind of went with the fire pants and I was trying to bump up the crush ability or
TBO.
yeah,
I mean, about the only thing is with that build there, you're still gonna have to stack your attack, which I mean, it's not bad if you're running, like I said, but there again, you start running into people that are running canes, then your best offense isn't going to trigger. So
nope.
your best bet would probably be two outcades. I mean, the broken fortress actually just becomes a piece that you're able to swap in and out depending on situation.
Yeah, I would honestly build an
So
arcade just where you have a high damage build and a tank build. If I were you, but you were got to figure out your fourth skill option. So TBO, I don't think going to be what your fourth skill is going to be
what
anymore.
about
I don't.
what
Go
about
ahead.
total suppression?
No,
Would that,
you
Not
would
don't
that
have
work?
for
bad
not
see
suppression.
not for your
Great for
main
cash.
commander.
It's great
now
for cash, but
you
not for
see
your main
that
commander.
TPO is fine for against tanks that aren't running canes. Not all tanks are running canes because you're
Yeah,
giving
but
up a lot of stats when you run canes. So I mean, TPO is fine. He just needs the outcade there to
do
increase
more
that
damage.
attack. That way, yeah, to do more damage. So I mean, there again, it's not the broken fortress is the only busted thing right there where that becomes an item that you're gonna use when you're you're hitting tiles or something like that. Something where you don't have first strike and you know the other person doesn't have IDR, then that's where the broken fortress is coming in. A broken fortress actually started becoming a situational weapon unless you're running a tank. Because if you're running a tank and you want the
And that's where
HP
I'm
and
at with it. He can run a
survivability,
tank, and that's where I'm at with it. He can
yeah,
run a tank DS if he removes that fucking fourth skill
yeah.
and puts
The problem is
I mean,
without that fourth skill,
yeah,
it doesn't hit. That fourth skill allows him to hit harder. So that's going to be your issue you run into. You can
yeah.
run a tank DS and put defense, absolute
Mm-hmm.
defense on it,
But
and
just changing the
have
tank.
all the survivability, and it gives you a chance to hit so many times to destroy it. But I mean, as
That's
far
the
as
second
destroying
time.
something in one hit, TBO would be the play.
But you're not going to be. There's not going to be those one hits anymore, especially at the level of GC that we play, and you know this just as well as I do. So I
Yeah,
would have to disagree with you that TBO is. I mean, yeah, it's a situational skill only now, and that's the problem with it. You want if you're leaning more towards the tanky side of a DS and everything with what you I mean, looks like I said, that's what it looks like you're leaning towards.
yeah.
You got to switch the pants. Well, you have a shit ton of trigger rate with what you got now, but you're just I mean, which is good for it. It's a damage set, but you're not technically set up for damage because you're not running that Azalea or that other Alcade. And I mean, you could technically get the other Alcade and 50 it. You got a 45 Alcade sitting there, so you wouldn't be that much for you to 50 that. So that would be good to have as a damage piece, and you can run like you put that in, but you're still going to be running into that same issue of going up against only one specific type of commander. You know what I'm saying? And that's the shit. Hold on one second.
So, I mean, it gives you a couple different ways to build it, and yeah, TBO is not perfect, but I mean, there again, it's a harder hitting skill to do whatever. And as far as that gear set goes, I mean, there again, I mean, TBO might be great if you get the new gear set and run that right along with it, and it might bring black back, being that you have the dodge ability to get to the second round. But I mean, there again, what you're looking at right now, I mean, that's probably your best bet is tank DS with what you have and what you're using.
Does
I'm
it have a game for
debating.
hit?
I was debating on 3-piece or starting. The 3-piece has been out for a while, so I just don't think it'll be good. I think they'll be coming out with better equipment. So, but
Then
I mean,
get
unless
three
the
the,
piece
first
would be
strike.
great, being that you could. Oh yeah, I mean, 3-piece would be great. You know, you could up your trigger rates with the 3-piece. You go after the trigger rate gear, up your trigger rates. I mean, it's gonna be. It would be great for it, but I mean, you're gonna run in the same situation. That whether you're going to run a tank or whatever, and 3-piece is hard to tank out. I know some people have done it, but I mean, as far as trying to tank out a 3-piece, yeah, it's going to be strictly attack, get in, get out, you know and you got a chance for positive change if they do hit you.
so if I was just going to go attack, just switch out gems and
I mean, if you're going to go attack DS, you'll have to switch out the Broken Fortress for the Alcade and
Okay.
then swap your gems up. But if you're gonna stick with what you have there, then you might as well get rid of TBO and run absolute defense and get
Change
the
your champ. Yeah.
survivability.
What pants does he have to offer?
huh,
Damn.
okay.
Hey, no regs. Son of a bitch. That sucks.
But
You don't necessarily have to have a regular stuff. I mean, I guess you could make it work with the fucking Beetlejuice. I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Can
maybe not. I don't
can he
know.
build one though? Can he craft one?
No, you don't have
Well,
the
I
resources,
mean,
right?
Beetlejuice should work. Being that you, Regulus will work for that first attack of every round, right? He's got extra DR for the first attack of every round, whereas the Beetlejuice, he's just gonna get a combination
Yeah, the
of
crit
what
with it
the
and everything,
Regulus
but
gives throughout.
fucking,
Yeah.
I just don't know. I just don't know, man. I mean, I've seen it. I don't just didn't see. I
Then
haven't
you,
seen it.
then you start the argument between Regulus and Beetlejuice, which
Yeah, exactly.
I
Because
mean,
you still want a little bit of tankiness to it, right? So like, I mean, that you still that, so I mean, you want your with the tank disc, you want it to survive. So, but at the same time, that reg is going to help you around for that first, that first shot and everything. You're going to take less damage in the first round. In the first not the first round, the first strike, but still, it's just I don't know. I still like my regular pants. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like them a little bit better in Beetlejuice and more situation. I mean, I don't know why. Just when you go on the one slot bust and everything, regulars is a really good piece to have. But I guess if you're
yeah,
trying, and with the tank DS, I mean that's kind of like what you really want to target, right? Is like them one spot bust or them high damage comms that you can like tank through and just guarantee hit them. You know what I'm saying? You're not looking for something. You're
yeah,
not. So I mean, that's why it's a little bit better option in my personal opinion because of what you're going to be going after. I mean, either way, you're not going to be a tank buster with this build. That's for sure. I mean, you're just not. I mean, you're not going to hit hard enough.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, in a toss up there, and it's all going to depend on what you want it to do.
Yeah. So like,
So
exactly. What kind of how do you want to progress with this art? Like, if you want to make it a high damage, if you want, I mean, it looks to me like you're already set up. You just need the Nantos, which is only one. Then you can actually get it for $1,000 or even cheaper now. Um, the Nantos, and you can really switch over to the black and run a tank black with that, honestly. Because you already got it. You already got the fucking troops unlocked. You don't have to open up any more troops from what you already got. You just have to focus on building them. It's just a simple leadership swap. You got the right stuff. You got the right equipment. All you have to do is sub your ab defense off of your off of your Reinhardt to him. But then you got to find your second comm. So that opens up you to a DS for a secondary comm that you can run like the dual Headcase setup, everything like that, and or whatever, however you want to do it that way. And that still gives you that opportunity to be able to run a 4 skill of like the tier suppression. You know what I'm saying? You could and you can run a for cast a DS that's a fully set up tier suppression for cast. You know what I'm
To
saying?
be yeah,
So
to be
it opens up
honest
the
with
options
you,
really
if
better.
he's gonna one slot bust it, I mean, all he would have to do is replace the Broken Fortress with another Outcade. Because I mean, looking at his gear set, he has the trigger rates up. You know,
He's not gonna be one
it
spot
could
busting in
work.
NBC. He's not gonna be one spot
Yeah.
busting in NBCs though. We all know this. We're never. Let's be real here.
Well, when
So
I
One spot, so
I mean, you know, but I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, that's
yeah.
the
If it's
effectiveness
going
of
for like
what
a
he
1-2,
built
yeah.
is that right there for him.
Oh yeah. If he
That's
goes
what
for a
he's
1-2
built.
Alcade, he could do fine. If he goes for 1-2 Alcade, he could do fine. But
well
it,
last week Chivor hit me twice when I was in front of our scout
yeah,
tower, and I was running the 2 slot bust,
yeah,
and I beat him in points both times, and then he didn't
very
hit
nice,
me.
very nice.
See, and
And
that's
he
the thing. I mean, that's the
If
other
you're running
thing
like a
is,
2 slot,
as
yeah.
GC, is he going to be a points guy for us, or is he going to be trying to hold something? Because I mean, for the most part, he has a points build for us.
Yeah, exactly.
You
I mean, I
know.
agree with you on that, but that's something we can talk about off stream, of course. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
But
no,
we just want to make sure,
yeah, no. I'm just I'm putting it out there for other people that certain
yeah,
things, depending on how you build it, you got points builds and then you've got holding build. So
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, and that's as much. I'm just putting it out there so other people
Um,
can see what we look at when we do things.
I
Yeah.
I wanna. So this is my personal opinion. Okay, I think people are seriously underestimating Soul Reaver as a utility commander.
Let's not go that far. Oh, dude. I mean, I needed a laugh,
Never
but I
said he
mean,
couldn't be a good utility commander. I never said that. I just never suggest them. And and
I'm
and I won't- and I
saying.
personally I won't because I don't know enough about him. He could be a good ab suppression Tom. He could be a good absolute suppression Tom, I guess.
dude, you know how much accuracy, especially with this new stuff coming up, how much accuracy you would have to pull for it to be a good comp.
That's
Right.
not what you're using it for.
I
You're
always thought
using it
maybe
for
he
utility.
would be better.
I don't even think you could pull enough accuracy for that to be good comp, even
Uh,
with the new dodge. Now, back in the when the
that's
meta was away from dodge to extent, maybe, but now that you're in wholeheartedly into dodge right now.
not why I'm suggesting him.
As a utility comp only.
Yeah, I am suggesting him because he does work with absolute suppression. He also he can completely eliminate 1 slot bus. Just saying, get some wins. Maybe not be good for points, but 20k on a Soul Reaver. Just saying.
So, what route would you like to take on this, man? Would you like to? Because we're just running in track right now. What route do you want to go? Do you want to be more on the tanky side? Do you want to switch to a tank black, or do you want to fucking keep your DS? That's a question
Do you
for you.
have black?
um, actually, it might depend on what gear I get for a deal.
My lord.
Over over Christmas and New Year's. If I can pick up 2 or 3 pieces for
Yeah,
that.
I understand.
because I mean that's your choice right now. Actually, you're pretty good either way you do it. So I mean, right now is a dealer's choice. I mean, do you want the tank? You could go the tank route, or you could go the straight attack route. I mean, you're actually built pretty good. The only thing that would have to change is the fourth skill, one way or another. So I
Yeah.
mean, to be honest with you, you're in a good place.
I mean, I was, and like I was kind of hoping maybe I get to where I can switch between DS and black, even maybe depending on the
Ooh,
situation.
that's tough.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Unless you
leadership
have a
away
three,
from that.
unless you exactly. If you had 2 max league comms, then yeah, possibly. If you had yeah, that's the only way. If you have 2 max league comms,
I didn't think that
sure.
leadership was that expensive to switch.
It's not,
It
but
can be.
you're gonna have. Yeah, it can be if you have to keep on doing it. So I mean, in that case, even if you're looking at going to black, there's a couple things you got a pretty good black setup as far as but you would have to go tankiness on the black. So I mean, there's a couple things that would have to change around. I mean, if you do want to go that route, but I mean, it would have to be a either or.
Yeah.
You couldn't keep swapping back and forth because there you
Yeah,
go,
I
18,000
wouldn't.
and
But not only that, you don't you have you can't build the tank black gear. The only way the tank DS or the tank black even work is ab suppression. Not ab suppression, ab defense. So absolute defense. So if you don't have absolute defense,
Yeah.
you can't unless you have indisposable amounts of fucking absolute defense token. You're not
Yeah.
going to fucking be able to switch between the two. It's not going to happen. But now, without having a whole other set of gear and a whole other force skill, it's just not going to happen. Because once you make a transition to a tank DS or a tank black, there's no especially tank DS. Because with black, if you go tank black, you can still run a DS as your high damage comp. You know what I'm saying? But with going with a tank DS, you can run a dodge black, but it's not going to be that much relevant and everything like that. It can high damage black, but it's not going to be that relevant. But you can't ever run a tank. So, and typically on arcs, you want to do a high damage and a tank, right? If you can make it that
I
way.
mean, and the other thing you want to look at is you just don't have the troops to run a fucking tank black at this moment in time, neither. I mean,
no, you don't. You have a fuck ton of troops to build if you want to do that.
Yeah.
So I mean, which obviously shouldn't be an issue for you, but because I mean, it looks like you have the ability to be able to do so quite easily. So I mean, next.
I don't even think I have enough to get me 1 slot of high seas right now.
and you're gonna need a
during a half cost. Nah, you be all right.
and then you're gonna need a bunch more than 1 slot if you're gonna planning on going DS. So I mean, there again, you're looking at between the two. You're looking at is one, you're gonna have to weigh up your troops. The other one, you're still gonna have to weigh up your troops in order to do a tank DS. I mean, but I mean, one's gonna be ICs and the other's gonna be attack.
Yeah, he does have a good amount of attack troops. He still needs some more, but he does have a good amount of attack troops. So I mean, he can still run that. But then on that note, then he wants to add in some of the red troops, at least 2 slots of red troops. I would think at that point too. So then it would open up a whole other thing, especially if you're going to the DS style and everything. So if you're going tanky,
So you want me?
So in other words, you're just at the crossroads.
It's just
you want me to open up the Astrals or whatever?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying, because I'm saying that you have to make that decision if you're going to go to tank black or if you're going to go tank DS, because at that point that matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you go tank black, you don't need the red troops. You can get them. They help. Obviously, they help because I mean they help better with the 3-piece setup with black, but then they do a tanky style if you ask me. But I'm not 100% positive on that because I don't have them. But at the same time, like Tank Black, those 1848s really is what you like. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
because of the accuracy and because of the tankiness of them. Because they have a lot of tanky stats to them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just their base stats alone is the highest HP in the game for airship. So I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to be tanky-ish. That's why you want to go. That's why you want 1848 for the tank style. But
Yeah.
it just really depends on what route you want to go right now. If you want, it really does. I can't express enough. It just depends on what route you want to go right now.
Well, right now I need about 800 of every troop, and then I need a whole lot plus of the ICs. So that's what all the resources are for.
Yeah, that's for troop training. Exactly. You want to build using troops, so that's what you would go there. But if you're wanting to
Like
go,
I said, if you go ICs, black would be the way to go. And then if you don't want to, I mean,
all you got to
it's
do is
up
get
to
Nantos.
yeah.
All you got to do is get Nantos, and because I mean, if you have enough absolute suppression, I keep saying absolute suppression, absolute defense tokens to make the switch to a
I
tank
don't.
black. Oh, that's
That
an
I
issue.
don't.
He's got
And I just
3.
missed the 10. They just had 10 if you bought a pack or something or whatever, and I missed them.
He's got
But
3 spare.
How many
Yeah,
levels do
he's
you
only
want to
got
drop?
3 spare. So I mean,
From a
he's
level
going to
30, how
drop
many?
3 levels because he's going to drop
Yeah,
3 levels.
damn.
So he's got enough to get
Can't really know.
one of those levels back, and then he would not he would have needed that 10.
So level 28, absolute suppression, absolute defense. God, I keep saying absolute suppression for some reason. Absolute defense on a tank, whatever, is not gonna. You want level 30
Nah, you
regardless.
need that level 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
So
so what
So
am I
I
going
mean,
to do? What about Reinhardt for second commander? I've heard
You need more leadership.
not to mess with it anymore.
I
Yeah.
yeah, you're going to need a lot more leadership. So I mean, there again,
Even for cash now, even for cash, you need a lot more leadership. A fuck ton more for cash.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to be back lead. Yeah, for cash. So, like, you need a fuck ton more leadership,
yeah, I looked
and you
at
need a high level rebel.
his leadership while you guys were talking. He has about 350k that he can put into a
Not enough.
secondary commander. So he's
Not
got the
enough.
max lead and then about
On it.
350k.
He would have to hit it up during the leadership event and get
Yeah.
it. You
You
know,
need.
that way he's not losing as much off of it. But I mean, there
Oh,
again,
he's talking
he's gonna
about
have to wait for the
leadership
leadership.
absorbing at that point.
Oh, absorbing. My bad. I
Yeah.
thought he was talking about.
Yeah, so
No,
between
sir.
obviously not touching DS, but between the magazines that I saw taking away leadership but still leaving enough to farm on those commanders, he's got about 350k for a secondary com.
That might be enough to play around with a little bit.
If you have 350k, I mean,
It's bigger
what
than
do you
It'll
want to
make
know?
your Reinhardt halfway decent for the stuff. It's still, I don't think it's going to be enough lead. You would have to.
It's not. No, it's definitely not the level of cast. No, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I will never agree on anybody saying that less than 1.6 million leadership Reinhardt is effective anymore. Maybe 1.5.
No,
So-
I mean, I'm not saying it'd be enough for him to play around with, but it wouldn't be
Yeah,
effective.
that's for like tile hitting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would be used for tile hitting and just hoping to get lucky on somebody that's got a limited amount of troops in there and everything like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? I just
Tile
won't
hitting,
recommend that. Yeah, I
my
just will
arc
not
hitting.
recommend that.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
at the end of the day, it's your account, but if you like, I think that you should go with some sort of, like attack style, like DS, black, like they suggested, because level 20, Rebel is not gonna do it with a secondary
Yeah.
Reinhardt, and it takes so long
No,
to
Well,
level them up.
that's
Yeah.
what I would do. You want this is
hopefully I
my
was going to bump
suggestion.
that up some here soon. I'm hoping to get, like 4 billion electric to bump up a few levels on both of them.
All right,
Well-
you want my suggestion? Here it is. All right, so this is what I would do. I would build it, get the absolute lead defense, fucking tokens, switch over to tank blood. Maybe that's your main comp. Put your 350k leadership on fucking DS, and fucking use her as your cast comp. You can either do it high damage with fucking, well, as far as fourth skill option for her, you can run preemptive and run a more of a type of dodgy DS, but you still got to watch out for other things. Or you can run a full tier suppression DS. And at that point, you would just need to get your levels of absolute suppression, which you can get from where?
GGM.
Where can you get absolute suppression from?
GGM.
GGM. So yeah, you can get it from GGM. So it's easy to get. You know what I'm saying? Especially, and I know that you do GGM. So I mean, it's easy to get. That would be my suggestion for you. Because the only thing you need to do at that point, you just need one piece of equipment, and all you have to do is just build troops. For now, you're good with what you're running until you get the troops ready, and until you're ready to make that switch to pull the AD off Reinhardt. Because the thing is, a 350k lead Reinhardt is not going to do you any good when you're trying to hold an objective. Because you like to fight, you like to play, and I know you do. You like to play, you like to fight, you like to put your comm in the fucking objective and and win, right? So for now, I mean, you're gonna be fine, especially during cast and everything like that, because you're gonna be running into a lot of smaller one spot busts and everything. But build up towards getting you that tank black style, especially if you're gonna be spending it soon. Go ahead and see if you can, that next event you can get the Nantos and boost them up to 50, and then you put your fucking. Then I'm pretty sure you can get some AD from it at that point too, probably. So,
AD.
Absolute
you
defense.
need AD for you need
Defense.
Yeah, you need absolute defense plugins that way you can make the switch eventually. But that's the only route you really have with that little amount of leadership for your secondary comp is to go a black and a DS for now. Because that's unless you have two max comps, which you do not have, you then if your Reinhardt is max, I would say you're fine. Just keep running that and boost your AI level up to fucking 70. But a level 20 AI, a Rebel AI is not going to be any fucking good at all. Either it's just not. It's not going to be effective.
60
It's not
minimum.
going because especially on the run. Yeah, especially on the Reinhardt, it's just not going to work. You know what I'm saying? So like that would be my suggestion for now because you don't have enough leadership on the account to be unless you're planning on dumping fucking a fuck ton of money in the game soon and getting a fuck ton of fucking mags to do leadership increase. You're just not. You know what I'm saying?
Leadership is hard to come by. It's expensive.
Exactly. Hardest thing to get in the game.
So
it's that simple. It's the hardest thing to get in the game. Even if you spend a fuck ton of money, I mean, it's still the hardest thing to get in the game. It's the only thing. It's the most. Still, I single-handedly, I think it's the most expensive shit in the game. I will say that. There's no other way to get leadership besides gold or fucking buying packs or doing slow grinding, and then you can take forever slow grinding. Like, if you want a quick leadership boost, you're spending gold or you're buying packs. It's that simple.
Yeah. Okay.
I would.
But that would be my suggestion for now. But keep running what you're running until you get the levels for AD, and then once you get that, in the meantime, work on getting you on the GGM side of things. Work on getting you ab suppression. That way you can have that as well, because that's going to be a useful thing for you with what I think some of the equipment you have. It'll be useful for you to have for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? And we could discuss what we can reach out and everything when you've made up your mind on what you want to do, and we can go from there and work on it that route. Then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What about the new gem? The new gems? I've got I've obviously got the ones for DS. I forget what about the Lynx ones though? I mean, would it be better to switch out? I mean, because the DS is getting beat by the three pieces. I'm just wondering if I put Lynx in instead of the other.
No, you're just gonna get beat by the 3-piece. That's just all there is to it. You just gotta pull.
Well, yeah. Well, and I'm just curious if I do better against 3-piece. And like I said, I beat Trevor's or whatever his name was. I beat his DS twice hitting me. I don't know how good his DS is compared to, or not his DS.
You beat his DS?
I beat his black twice. I didn't beat him. I beat him in points by a lot, though, both times he hit me. And I was actually kind of surprised. So he must have something fucked up on his black.
His
I
black's
don't
pretty
know.
solid.
I don't know what
Um,
Tivor's main is.
I would have to see it. I would have to see it's a black. I would have to see the replays,
Battles.
honestly. Yeah.
And I don't think I have them anymore. I think I deleted them. I'm real bad about that, unfortunately.
Mhm. I only saved the ones I want to understand. Like, how
Yeah.
did this happen? So I'll watch it and watch it and watch it until I get it done. But other than that, do you have any more questions? I mean, for now, I mean, go ahead.
How the cheapest way to build some of the troops I could use some. I mean, is like the ICs. I know it. You transform them down to T11s, and then what's the best way to go back up with? Is it best to just go back up and use the gas and do it, or is it best to go back up?
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not the one to talk to about troop training because I've never built troops hardly ever, and the most recent push I've done for troops was this past not two, like 3 build events ago, and I still think I didn't get the most bang for my buck out of it the way I did it.
I'm trying to remember what you're supposed to
Liam,
do.
do you know Liam?
I do not.
I said Liam. Liam.
I think I'd have to look it up if you give me some time, but I think what you're supposed to do is I mean, if you want to be super efficient, you build the T7s, and then you
Transform
you repurpose
to
them
T11s or
to
repurpose transform.
T11s,
Yeah.
and then you evolve from there. So it's T7 repurposed to T11, and then you evolve them to. I think it's you
Yeah.
evolve them to base, and then you bring them up to the advanced.
Ether DIMs or something. You can't take Origin to ICs. Ether DIMs you can take to ICs.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I
I've
guess
got it
I could sit
somewhere.
down and do the math too. But
Yeah, I've got it.
I'm sorry,
somewhere.
I just don't know. I couldn't effectively answer that question for you, and I apologize, or else I'd tell you exactly how to do it. But people you can reach out to on that particular aspect is Old Man. Old Man knows how to do it very well. Harris knows how to build them as well. Bane can tell you as well, I believe. I just don't know how. I'm not good at building troops. I was never a troop builder.
Why don't I have 2,844 new items?
Oh, it's because I logged into your account.
It's just because he's logged onto your account.
Yeah, they all count as. When I logged into your account, it counts them as new.
Okay. Okay. Now that was funny because that password was what I had down that I sent you was the one I had down for.
Did you?
What it was already.
That's
yes.
Weird. But yeah, I would agree with Neva. Get rid of the Rebel because you can make an effective 350k DS. You can't make an effective 350k Reinhardt.
I'm sorry, it's just not gonna be good. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Plus, you're not spreading out your AI. So.
Yeah, Reinhardt, you got to have leadership.
Gear.
Well, I thought maybe I could load him up with T4 or something for the one that's coming up. The not Battlestar, not our weekly one, but the one that comes up a month long. Yeah, for Cass.
Yeah, 350k leadership. She's not going to be good at Cass.
Yeah,
No,
if I was
you're gonna.
Yeah. I'd main black and do a DS on the side with the gear you have for now. That's what me.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, main and black's good. You just need that's
You just need the
one
Nantos. Okay. Yeah,
you need the Nantos. I mean,
yeah,
either way, get you Nantos. Either way, get you Nanto fans, bro. They're so useful.
pissed because I missed
because
them
a
when.
Dodge Black's just not going to do you anything. I mean, Dodge Black is.
Okay.
Yeah, I think your DS
But
is
either
fine
way,
for
get you
now.
some Nantos. Yeah.
Well,
But get you some Nantos.
like I said, I think the 3 pieces, 2 of the pieces, I think you'll be able to pick up for $2,000 coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, of course, if you have the 3-piece options and the 3-piece spending capability, go ahead and grab 3-piece too while you're at it. Get you some Nantos. That would be my top thing. That would be what I'd do next. To give me some Nanto pants, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait and see how much they cost, because I think every year they put out a new set almost. Anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
that's the reason. One of the reasons why I won't fuck with 3-piece myself either. But Nantos are still going to be, no matter what, Nantos you'll get a lot of bang for your buck because they're still a useful piece. You can use Nantos on tank. You can use Nantos. You can use Nantos on tank. You can use Nantos on fucking damage builds. You can use Nantos are very versatile pieces.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's why when I buy equipment, when I look for what I'm looking to buy equipment, I look for how versatile can this piece be for me, and how can I make it work for a while, because I'm not going to spend I'm not one of the spenders who's going to spend $2,000 a month on this game, $3,000 a month on the game. I'm not that guy. I don't have to. I'm not that guy.
Just being honest, looking at you, you have the whole gear setting except for the Nanos, and I would stay with DS right now.
Yeah.
Until you get the Nanos, don't do a swap before you have everything you need for it.
Yeah.
So I would just stay where you're at the crossroads, which isn't bad, because now you can go either way depending on what's out.
I've got choices, and that's what I was wanting to.
Yeah, I'd rather go against a Dodge Black than your DS currently.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got
all right. Well, I
me.
thank you. I thank you. Yeah. Well, I've got a lot, and then I've got a lot of bots stored up for upgrading. So
nice. So yeah, get you some Nantos and 50 them.
and I can always raise.
I will reach out to you. Every time Nantos come available, I'm going to be reaching out to you now. Then see.
Don't worry, never reach out with you next week to see if you got the Nanos yet.
Yes, that's actually probably exactly. I will ask it. Yeah, that's probably true right there. Hey, did you get an Nantos? Hey, did you get an Nantos? I'll ask you because and then you're on my grouping too. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna fucking every time G3 happens. Hey, you got an Nantos yet?
Never's gonna get the notification. Never's gonna get the notification that my
last time I went all in on The last time I went all in on equipment, I think I got 3 pieces at the same time. It was the full mat, the Broken Fortress, and I got one other piece. I don't remember what. it was.
Definitely do the right. Yeah, definitely do the right event for it. I mean, definitely do the right event where you can get a couple of pieces for if you're spending during that event. You know what I'm saying? You can get a couple of pieces. That's definitely what I would do. I would always suggest that. But I'm still going to ask you to get the Nantos.
Just like he keeps on asking me why I ain't 50 the 3-piece yet. So come on.
Come on now, Liam. That's just being lazy at that point, Liam. There's a difference, okay? Christmas, motherfucker, get fucking Christmas. That's shit, motherfucker.
I agree. Fuck Christmas.
Yeah, that's one good thing about having little kids for Christmas is it's not real expensive to let them have a big Christmas. It gets expensive.
Hey, no. You're affecting my Christmas. So, I don't have kids to worry about, but this is my Christmas.
You see my point? That's why I'm like, this would be a Christmas present for you. Your full 50 set. It'd be your own Christmas present to yourself. That's my whole entire point. See, I know.
There you go. Well, I'm going to let you go. I'll thank you, and I'm sure everybody else has stuff they need to do today too.
Oh yeah,
I'm behind, but I might not do anything the rest of the day. Who knows? My wife's out of town, so I'm good.
Party.
That's right. You kick the wife out to make her take the kids, and hey, there's done.
Our kids are on their own. I'm not about to say they're on their own, but they're living by themselves. They don't live here. They are living on their own.
They just come by for dinner. Free food.
Well, come by for dinner and money.
Yeah.
So,
We know
All
they
right.
don't go by for internet because you still got dial up.
well, I don't know if you heard. I don't know if you heard earlier this the tablet I had up and running on this earlier, and I couldn't get anything on it. And finally, 3/4 of the way through it, it kicked on with volume. So it was
Wow.
almost an echo. It was almost an echo in here. I'm like, what the fuck? It was just sitting there by itself. Anyways, I thank
All
you.
right.
And,
Well,
we
gentlemen,
see
that was a good gear talk
you
session. Good,
talking a
good,
few days.
Mark.
Take it easy, y'all.
See you,
All
Headcase.
right.
All right.
All right, we're out.